Well, good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Underhood Show presented by Mel Hambelton Ford. My name is Phil Nightingale. I'm the general manager, and usually Josh Prophet's sitting in with me, but Scott Stiles is hanging out with me for this hour. So, Scott, hey, thanks for hanging out with me and having some more fun, right?
Good morning. Good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a little while.
Since Thursday, I think. Yeah.
Hey, you've had a lot of stuff going on too, haven't you?
It's been a pretty busy week for us. Yeah.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
You got some stuff to give away. We'll talk about that here in a minute.
Sure.
But hey, everyone, this is a call-in show, 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, everything. But you know what? We really want to talk about racing today, and we want to talk about the situation Scott's going to bring up here in just a minute with some exciting stuff he's got too. But anything you want to talk about in the automobile world, but you want to talk about Hutch Nationals, whatever, that's what we want to talk about, and talk about what's going on over there this July 15th, 16th, 17th. It's going to be a blast, isn't it?
It's going to be great. And big thanks to Murphy Tractor and Equipment. We had Dan out the other night, and they're going to actually go down about, I believe he said 16, 18 inches and tear it up. And it's been 20 some years since that's happened. So it's going to be interesting, and they'll reshape it and have a gradual grade on that thing for the first time, and hopefully take out some of the character. But it's still, I we haven't talked about this, but it's still down the front stretch. You had that little dip, and you hear that wah wah wah. It echoes in front of those 10,000 seat grandstand. It's just a different beast.
It is a different beast, and it's a different beast from watching that thing in the stands versus watching it from the infield too. I mean, you get a whole different feeling and everything of that racetrack.
So let me ask you this, as a father, when you, and Jake, because you alluded to the other night, we didn't get a chance to really elaborate on it, but when you watch videotape, do you watch different lines of other drivers, or do you see where maybe you lost some time or whatever? How do you guys go approach that?
Maybe next, like we come back from Dodge City last weekend, and we rolled in and driveway at 2:30, but we had to go get it on the big screen so we could watch, and you're right. We watch when he made passes, when he should have been braking, all that kind of stuff. To watch other drivers. Oh yeah, we go back and watch other drivers, what they did, how they moved up, how they moved back. But we'll watch that thing 10, 15 times.
Sure. Well, and that's how you get better.
Oh yeah.
It's and you guys have a goal set, and I think it's fantastic. And plus, I mean, there's so many father-sons out there that don't have the relationship that you and Jake have. And I think it's really special, and it gives you that close bonding time, and you both have the passion for it. So I think it's fantastic.
Yeah, we do have the passion, and there's some behind the scenes that get exciting.
Oh, everybody has those moments, believe me. But y'all redeem it tomorrow. Tomorrow's Father's Day, so you'll get a card.
Yeah. So again, happy Father's Day to everybody out there. Exactly, bringing that up. But it's going to be fun with Hutch Nationals. If you haven't heard, I can't believe if you haven't heard, but you got to know that we're going to be giving away a 2021 Escape over at the Hutch Nationals this year. All you got to do is get on our Facebook page, like, comment, and share your favorite race car driver. We're going to take 5 people off of the Facebook page and 5 people off of the stands.
Yeah, the fans that night. Yeah, but you have to share it, if you will, and put your favorite driver on there. And I know on behalf of C-Ray, they're out in Waukegan, Kansas, getting ready to head back to Salina tonight for the big race. And you're going to be up there tonight, I believe.
Going to be there, you bet.
And you guys have won there this year, so you have some pretty good insight on how to get around that thing as well.
Yeah, we had a couple wins in Salina already.
Yeah.
So anyway, holding on the line is Josh Prophet, usually sitting here beside me, but he's in Atlanta. Josh, you got to tell us about your week. You got a pretty fun week, haven't you?
Yeah, I've had an awesome week. Went to Charlotte Motor Speedway and got to run some GT Mustangs around the Charlotte Motor Speedway track, and it's been a lot of fun. Tell you what, got a whole new found respect for guys that get in those cars in the suits and the hot and run them around. It is both physical and mental for sure. I
heard that Jack Roush has a contract waiting for you. He was very impressed.
Yeah. I had a couple of them, but I said, no, I gotta get back to Wichita.
Phil needs me.
Yeah, so you got to run around Charlotte Motor Speedway in the GT 350s, right?
So we were actually just in the Mustang GT, just the 5-liter Mustang from that side of it. So, but that complex up there, man, that is crazy. Between the NASCAR track and they've got the dirt track there and the drag strip are all right there in one complex. And it is just a very impressive facility for sure.
Now, did you do the Roval track? Was that the one that NASCAR does later on? Is that what was your top speed then, Josh?
Well, so they didn't really give you any speed. I've got videos of all this that's supposed to have it on it, the disk drive that's supposed to have it on it. And so they have a roval track that they do like the NASCAR guys do, but
Sure.
they even add a little bit more to it on an inside field with a couple more corners and things like that. So be very excited to see the videos. What I will tell you is, I mean, they took a tour van out, you got out on the track and got to walk up the banks, and man, you just don't realize how steep the banks of those tracks are, just from a spectator or on TV and stuff like that, compared to actually getting out and walking up them and stuff like that, for sure. But so got to do that part. And the other thing that I will say is, you're in those cars, man, it feels like you're going about 1,000 miles an hour. But when you're just a spectator watching, it looks like they're going at a snail's pace, just because of the distance that you're covering. You look at a track like that where it's quite a ways, and then you got the infield and everything like that of actually how far a lap is on one of those tracks. But it was a lot of fun. Went through. I know a lot of different tires, man. They had to change tires on every one of them cars by the time we were done with that thing, for sure. So, but it was a blast for sure.
Oh, were you on street tires?
So yeah, they were just regular BFG TA tires is what we were running on, and so that was some of the classes. What we went over was tires and talking about the differences between an actual race tire and then like a tire designed for the street, and where that grip edge is, man. It's just so fine. You hear that tire talking to you, and then they just drop off so much faster on a race tire, as far as you've got traction all the way up until the point you don't, where on these street tires there's a little more of a threshold there. It doesn't give you as much traction as far as on the peak performance as far as high, but it will hold that traction a little bit longer through the span of the tire. So learned a lot about that, but again, just had a great time doing it, for sure.
Well, anyway, when I was talking to you earlier this morning, you talked about how much you improved throughout the day and how much faster you had those cars going, but you didn't get any.
So they had them lined out to where, so they were taking kind of groups of two out on the track at a time, and it was kind of a lead follow deal. And the more you improved through the corner, so they started the first day, and the second day in the morning was just you as a driver in the car. Well, then the second day in the afternoon, the very first thing they did was actually had you run around the track as a passenger with one of the instructors, and just how smooth those guys were operating through the corners, and it just made you realize that you weren't doing it quite right.
You weren't as salty as you thought you were, huh?
Yeah. But as you progress through it, they basically would pair you up with people that you did better with, I guess, or put the groups better together, and so you could be a little more aggressive each time. And so, yeah, by the end of the day, we were really moving around that track, for sure. I was the only guy in the whole group that spun out.
So did you really?
Yeah, I did spin. Which two things to that. One, it was me. It was totally my fault, but I did have some mechanical issues with the car. My ABS and traction light and stuff that came on, and so all that stuff was disabled when it happened. But I'm the guy that put it there. So.
Well, you got to find out where the edge is at.
That's right.
Well, and so that's I mean, to me in racing, I guess if you're not pushing it that far, then you probably left a little there, right?
That's right. You don't know where the end's at if you don't. You got to find it.
But yeah, had a great time, and the guy was worried that I don't know, my head wasn't going to be right if I went back out there again. I was like, no, I'm ready to go. Let's do this.
Yeah. Talk about a lot about that's mental. Once you get in that car, it's 95% mental in your head where you're going to be, what you're going to do when you hit that throttle.
And then towards the end of the day, there was guys falling out just from fatigue. It's hot out here. It was probably 94, 95, and then we're in these cars with suits and helmets and all that stuff. And so guys were falling out from fatigue at heat, and then also just from mentally, just being kind of drained. So it's just very amazing how much mental and how much mental, physical that is. Not just the ability to drive the car, but to drive it consistently that long.
Weren't you running the air conditioners in those cars?
No. They were all taken off the cars, so didn't have any of that stuff.
Oh, so these weren't really just street cars then, were they?
Essentially, I mean, they had roll cages in them and 5-point harnesses and Ricardo seats and stuff like that. So it's a pretty car, pretty similar to what our drag car is. With the Ricardo seats and stuff, and then they had added roll cages in them, and then took away, like I said, the air conditioning. And I mean, it was interior wise, it was all there, but under the hood, they had removed everything out of it and all that stuff. So
yeah, so you did a little sweating then too, huh?
Yeah, got to do some of that for sure. So, but yeah, had a great time, a lot of fun. And then they sent me out very early this morning into the real world and sitting in Atlanta airport now. So.
Yeah, it sounded like you had a pre-boarding announcement there.
I'm sorry, I didn't catch that.
I said, it sounded like you had a pre-boarding announcement there.
Oh yeah, getting kind of close. You don't want to be the first guy on the plane either, though. So
that's right. Well, so now that you drove that Mustang, we went down. We really never did get to talk much about the Bronco. We went down to Austin and drove it on off-road courses and gave us a real true meaning of what that Bronco is going to be like. And I can't wait to get those things on the showroom here. But so now that you drove that Mustang like that, what's that give you a different meaning now towards the GT or?
Definitely it gave me a whole new found respect. I was one of the other guys that I'd kind of talked with and partnered up with through the whole event. He's got us as a fixed ops director down in a store in Texas, kind of similar to us from that side, and runs a quick lane. And one of his comments was, and I thought the exact same thing, but he says, we're heading back to the hotel on the last day, and he's like, man, I got all these kids in quick lane that have these GT Mustangs, and there ain't one of them things driving it anywhere near the ends of it or the limits of those cars. And it is a whole newfound respect for the capability of that car and what it can do. And,
we have some of those techs.
Like
we have some of those same techs, don't we?
yeah, we do. So I just that's what made me laugh, because I said we went from seemed like a fleet of guys with STs, and now they're jumped on the 5-liter Mustangs for sure. But yeah, that's the abilities of that car, and I tell you what, that traction control and stability control and all of that stuff, all the technology that they put onto those cars and how much assistance it can be is crazy, because I was one of the few guys, I guess, that did get to experience it both ways, as far as having it on and running around that track, and then having it off and not having it there, and just how much looser the car felt and unstable it felt, for sure. That was true testament of what the driver can actually do then, for sure.
Yeah, it's very true that some of that technology takes the driver out of it. But let's turn that stuff off. Let's see what somebody can do then. Instead of having all that stuff to help you. But sure makes you enjoy the.
I'll tell you what they can do. They can spin it.
So
I have a feeling there's some solder replacement going on today in Charlotte.
That's what did you spin it out? Yeah, where did you spin it out at?
So it was never left the track. I stayed on the track the whole time. It was in a basically like a U corner, and then just spun around the U kind of sideways. So it was as far as
no body damage or
really
nothing.
Smooth. Yeah, no body damage. Didn't trade paint, anything like that.
No wheel damage or nothing like that either.
Nope. It everything was fine on it. So just your pride. That's all. Other than that, everything else was good.
Yeah, you got to kind of suck it up a little bit when you roll back in there.
As two women drive by and wave at you.
Yeah.
So
exactly.
But yeah, had a blast doing that for sure.
That's good. Well, anyway, it's fun to get you out of here, but I know we're busy and hecking here and having everybody gone. We had this week has been a hard week on a few guys back here, but that's okay. We all got to have our time and go have some fun. And I knew you was kind of hesitant about leaving at first, but I knew you'd have a good time once you got down there and tore some stuff up and had some fun. That's for sure. So I didn't realize.
Always, yeah, go ahead.
I didn't realize that the you're not paying any attention to that GT Mustang, that BFG was the standard tire on that car either.
Yeah, so I think when you get into the like the drag car that we did, they've got a lot of track apps on it. And I'm not sure exactly what package that's combined with, but like the Ricardo seats and the track apps and all that stuff. Then that's when they get into that BFG tire for sure.
Yeah, I wish that some of that what you learned would correlate into our drag car, but I don't think any of that's going to correlate into our drag car for what we're doing with our 21 Mustang. So we're in our next phase.
They talked a lot, just from a driver standpoint about cornering and braking and kind of best practices and what to do that. It's not just go out and run and see where you're fast. I mean, there's a lot of science behind it. Those guys, as far as I even talked about passing and kind of the different ways to take a corner, and if you're this position, do this. If you're this position, do this. And so it was very interesting for sure.
Yep, I bet so. Kind of jealous, but I get to go down and do the GT500 class here in July because since I bought that one. But be interesting to compare the Coupe courses and the different things in the Coupe cars and what they do different with the GT500. But I thought you were going down to drive the 350s is what I thought you were driving. But I still think you still had a lot of fun though. Sounds like.
Yeah, no, I like when I very first got there, they had all of the cars sitting out front of the building, and all I seen was the GT500s, and I just kind of assumed that's what we were getting in. Well, there was a class that started just a little bit before us that I think you're going to get to go down to, and so all of those guys hopped in those cars and took off, and they brought around all the GT Mustangs, and I was like, oh, what the hell is this?
Yeah, what's this isn't fair, right?
Yeah. Yeah, but at the end of the deal, I mean, I understand why they did what they did. The cars that we were in were more than capable for what we were doing with them and stuff like that for sure. And I guess I'm going to say even abuse that they put those cars through. I'm not sure they wanted to do it with the fleet of GT500s too. So
that could be too. And it's kind of like the Broncos. When we went down and drove those Broncos, I mean, we were tuckering the heck out of those Broncos. And those things had a lot of miles on them already, and they were still quiet, solid, and everything else too. So that's what's going to be fun with those. Do
you have a lot of pre-orders here at the dealership for those?
Scott, I got enough orders for 2 years.
That's unbelievable.
Already.
Well, good for you.
Yeah, enough ready to go.
Them, right?
Yeah, we just got to get the Broncos here and get them going, and they are shipping. The first 2 have been delivered to customers.
Great.
One in Chicago and one in Detroit is what Ford has reported as of yesterday. So hopefully we can get some in our showroom here very quickly.
Yeah.
Well, anyway, Josh, anything else? Yeah.
Yeah. So the last time I talked to you, you'd said that ours were actually built and just waiting on shipping as far as the courtesy one. Is that still the case on that? Or?
Yeah, we got 5 in production. One courtesy transportation is built, just waiting on shipping to get it to us. The next one in line is also a courtesy. But we also have our first edition. That'll probably, I'm guessing, 3 weeks it'll be sitting here. So now that they're shipping them and they're moving them and stuff too. So.
Well, very good. Very good.
Well, okay, Josh, it looks like you've got to get on a plane.
Yeah, I'll get out of here, but thanks, guys, and have a good rest of your day and all that good stuff.
All right, fly safe, and we'll see you when you get back, and have a great weekend, buddy.
Perfect. Thanks.
Thanks, Josh. Okay, Scott.
3.
Let's talk about, we started talking about Hutch Nationals, the car giveaway. Can't wait to do that. 5 people from Facebook, get on our Facebook page. 5 people from the stands that Saturday night. But we're going to have all kinds of things leading up to it. Next Thursday, you guys are going to be back out here again, and we're going to give away some discounted pit passes, right?
Discounted pit passes for the first 50 in. We did that last week, had a pretty good turnout.
Yep.
And we'll do it again next Thursday night here once again. Looking forward to that, where you'll be able to get I believe they're $20. Compared to 35.
Yes, correct.
And also O'Reilly's, that they kicked off their campaign. Any O'Reilly's in the state of Kansas, you can go to an O'Reilly's Auto Parts and you can get that $5 discount ticket, which would be $15 to get into the Nationals.
Can you buy a pit pass through O'Reilly's or just grandstand?
Just grandstand
seats.
seats.
Grandstand seats.
And it's like a voucher, and you can use those for any night.
Any night.
Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Yeah. It's not a specific night, so those vouchers are good for any of the 3 nights.
And then we're going to have all kinds of prizes and things going away. We got Airport Steakhouse kicking in. We've got
Anchor
Inn's kicking in. We've got one of the hotels is kicking in.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah,
get on our Facebook page, like, comment, share to enter in. You know, it might not be one of the car giveaway people to get one of the 10 keys, but who knows? You get some other prizes.
You're still going to leave with something.
Exactly.
And that's what's neat about it. And it's just, you know, we've talked many times before. The Hutchinson Nationals is just a different animal. It's you know, there's guys that pull out cars that don't race all year just to try to win the Hutch Nationals. And there's a documentary that they're trying to finish up and hopefully get on Netflix next year.
Really?
So yeah, they've been working on this for almost 4 or 5 years.
I do remember that. I came on and interviewed Buddy and Tanner about it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so there's guys that are not retired yet because they haven't won the Hutch Nationals. And they want their name on that before you know, something happens or whatever. And so there's just the raw emotion. I mean, can you imagine what it's gonna be like if Jake or when Jake ever wins one? I mean, it's going to be an emotional deal.
Yep.
And it's just it's the unknown. You know, it's 2025 last. So this year we're going 50 in the modified. But you know, there's, you know, you've heard drivers in the past say, I'm hearing sounds. I'm hearing, you know, 3 to go or 2 to go. I feel like, you know, my wheels coming loose or something like that. My lug nuts. You guys get the lug nuts
metal
on, right?
thing. Yeah.
You know, but anything
motor going to hold up.
Sure.
Yeah.
So it's just the beast of survival, and it's a neat deal.
And if you haven't been to the Hutch Nationals, you just got to come. I can't say that any differently. And it's kind of like the Chili Bowl. Never really thought what the Chili Bowl was till I went one time, and now I'm hooked.
Yeah, well, and you know, and I see Ray and Mammy, and they've all showed me pictures from back in the day when I was still in Ohio, and they ran afternoon races there, and it's packed. I mean, there's 10,000 people sitting shoulder to shoulder in 95-degree heat. In the daytime. And so I never want to hear how it's too hot to go. I mean, it's just, you know,
drink some water and let's go, right?
Yeah, I mean, let's pack this place, you know. And there's a lot of, I mean, who can buy a $15 ticket and leave with a $30,000 vehicle? I mean, that's the intrigue of the whole situation.
That's going to be fun. And just be excited for who does win.
Absolutely,
the 10 that get up there with the key and see who the lucky one's going to start.
You guys are changing somebody's life that night.
Yeah, we are.
You truly are.
Yeah,
you know
exactly.
And you have to just pick the right key. Other guys have to run 50 laps to get just a little bit of what you're getting. You know.
So anyway, it's going to be fun and exciting. And Scott, you walked in here with a couple passes to give away. We better talk about that. Well, we got some time here on the show what do you got?
Well, I have 2 passes for Sunday's final round of the Wichita Open.
Kenny, what you've been announcing out there, correct?
Yeah, it's the brand new ESPN radio. It's a great station. It's 92.3. It's all sports all week long, and it's a great station owned by a group out of Kansas City. That's just done a great signal.
Good.
But so that's what we're doing. I got contracted to do that with Mike Kennedy, who's the legendary voice of Shockers, and Jay Delling. But these are my personal tickets for Sunday's final round at the 17th hole. So they can go out there. It's free drinks, free food all day long. You sit there at the 17th hole and just have a great time.
Okay, so 2 tickets, right?
Yeah, 2. I got 2 passes here for Sunday.
Now, how are we going to give them away?
I think somebody needs to call in and make it happen, I believe.
Okay, so let's just say the next caller that calls in.
Sure, if they want them.
316-462-3673. 2 tickets to the Wichita Open, 17th hole, Sunday.
Yep.
Next caller.
You'll go in and they'll take you out to the 17th hole on a golf cart. You get a wristband and they walk you up to your area and it's all free drinks. And I'm not talking just water.
Well, cool. So let's see. Let's see who we can get the lucky winner for that. And 316-462-3673. 2 tickets to the Wichita Open Sunday on 17th hole. And looks like it'll be a good time and everything else too. So let's see who can get those tickets. 316-462-3673.
You know, we had the Sprints of Kansas last night at Waukegan, Kansas.
How'd that go?
By the NCRA had 15 sprint cars and they had 4 other divisions. But you know, it was pretty warm out there last night too. And then kind of it got cooler as night went on. But C-Ray said tire wear was really good. But I think what you're going to see at Salina tonight is maybe a little heavier track early on to try to, you know, conserve that, because it's dry heat right now, you know, with the wind blowing. You just never know what you're going to get with track conditions and stuff. So you know, I know C-Ray and those guys have really thought about prepping the track tonight. They've had numerous phone calls with Tommy on how to get that track ready for tonight, because you know, we want to make sure everybody's tire wear is good, and with the tire situation going on right now, and we know the Hutch Nationals coming up. We want guys to be ready for that as well, not spend the extra money right now. So we really appreciate all the guys and people, the drivers that have called and asked about the Hutch Nationals, are planning on coming, that didn't come last year. So we're excited about that. We expect a high car counts in all divisions, and looking forward to it. We're having the USAC non-wing cars back that Friday night for the first time in 42 years.
Hold on. Let's let everybody hear that again. First time in 42 years.
It's incredible, isn't it?
First time.
Yeah.
So that's something. And then what nights are they racing again?
They're racing Friday night.
Friday night.
Yeah. And we'll have the sprint cars from Missouri and Oklahoma area, and possibly some, I know there's some 305 guys that are not going to go to Dodge City the following night. They want to stay and race. So it's going to be interesting.
Yes. Okay. Scott, I think we have got a caller coming here. We'll see here in just a second. I think we've got our winner for your 2 tickets.
Okay,
so
great.
We'll see if this is what we got here in just a second here as they send him through. But so here it comes. Richard, you're live with Under the Hood. Go ahead.
Yes, sir. I was calling about the golf tickets.
Awesome. I'm glad you're the first caller. And Scott, can't thank you enough for those 2 tickets. I'm sure Richard's going to have a great time.
Richard, they're about $100 value. So, perfect. They'll be good. So.
Perfect seat. So anyway, Richard, just come out here to the dealership at 119th West Kellogg and come to the receptionist. And we'll have the tickets there with your name on them for you, buddy. Okay.
I appreciate that. Thank you guys very much.
Hey, have a good time out there, and it'll be fun.
All right, sir. Thank you.
Thank you,
Richard. Okay, I'm getting this down. This is usually Josh's job.
Yeah. Can you tell? I'd be a nervous wreck right now. I would be. I'd have things so jacked up it wouldn't be funny. But So I looking forward to the race tonight. We have the NCRA modifieds. We have the late models. We have the AAA rookie combined, and then we have 2 stock car divisions tonight. So 5 divisions tonight. And
cool. Let's see. What time? Gates open at 5.
Gates open at 5:30. Race time is 7:30.
7:30. Okay.
Yep.
Hot last price 7.
I'd say about 5:15 or so.
Something like that.
Yeah.
Hot last stuff.
7. Yeah. So I have to do the open today, and then I will hurry up and towel off. And I was going to see if you had your plane available. Ours is not available. It's in St. Louis. So, and then just take the drive up there and kind of turn the air on full blast, cool off, and get ready to get hot all over again. But I love this type of day. I love what I'm doing in the morning, but my passion obviously is racing and growing up at Eldora Speedway all those years and everything.
Couldn't ask for a better place to watch racing, right?
No, not at all. And they actually had a tornado about 15 miles from Eldora. Eldora, actually, if you go on the Eldora's Facebook page, they have a picture of the funnel.
Really?
Tornado. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. But hit a couple farmhouses around that area.
Did it really?
Yeah,
that's not good. So,
but that's a facility you need to go to sometime.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. With Ellie running around with the USMTS and everything else like that, she's getting to see some pretty phenomenal racetracks too.
And what an exciting adventure for her, to get thrown into something like that at a high end, modified division like that, and be able to travel and see the sights and learn.
Yeah, they're up at Cedar Lake this weekend for a 3-day run, and she says it's probably one of the incredible facilities. The track's incredible and stuff like that too. So there's a lot of places I'd love to go to.
How'd Tanner do last night?
Ninth,
good.
Ninth.
So another top 10 finish. Yeah, I think he was 7th the night before, something like that.
Yeah, 7th. Yeah, I can't remember exactly. Yeah, somewhere like that. So yeah, no top 10. I think he using these 2 nights to kind of geared up and get things situated for tonight and stuff too.
Tonight's when it pays.
That's when it pays.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
So we'll see what he does too. And let's see, we got another caller coming through. Get him punched through here. So anyway, let's we'll get Delbert here on the line coming through and see what Delbert's got on his mind this morning. But we'll talk some more about the NCRA show going up there. But yeah, the track last night up there at USMT, I stayed up and watched that thing. I mean, that thing looked like it was black glass.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah.
So, okay, Delbert, you're live with Under the Hood. Go ahead.
Good morning, Phil.
Delbert, how are you?
Oh, did I forget something? Happy birthday.
Hey, thanks. Right? Yeah, Jake was Thursday. Mine was yesterday. And
I know.
Yeah, and then we got Father's Day right behind it.
Excited this morning.
Yeah, so how's everything with you, buddy?
This morning.
Say again?
Well, I'm looking at your subscribers, and you got 499. We need one more to get that 500. Let's get it going.
Yes, exactly. So jump over to our YouTube and give us a subscribe there so we can get to 500. We got a little ways to go to get to that 1,000, but we're gaining there. Yep. I'm hoping that our drag Mustang that we're doing is building that audience too. We got episode 3 getting ready to come out on that drag car. So if you haven't seen all those, you need to watch episode 1, 2, and 3. And
I know the videos are awesome, man. I love them.
Catch up on.
I did get some work done on my wife's car finally. I got the it's been a while, but I got the APIM changed out.
Okay.
I only got it programmed to her vehicle.
Yep.
And God, it was so easy.
Was it?
Yeah, compared to what, and not you guys, but another Ford dealer quoted me for charging to get that program for a vehicle. I thought, I'm going to check into that a little more.
Yeah.
So there's I don't want to plug any products without your permission, so I'm not going to plug the product, but I'll mention it in an email to you later, see if that's something we can mention. But yeah, it's pretty good, but I got it working. Everything's working perfectly on it, so that's good.
Good.
And the original issue after I changed out the APIM was it came from a different car. It was a salvage piece.
Gotcha.
And it just did not want to register that the sensors on the screen. So the
Gotcha.
sensors are working, but it just wouldn't show up on the screen properly.
Yeah.
So
I just wish you didn't live so far away.
Changed it out. Everything else worked out good. So just kind of put a little plug in there for, don't always have to go to Ford to get your stuff done. But, if you're not sure what you're doing, go to them guys. They're professionals. They know what they're doing.
Yeah.
That's what you're paying for. You're not paying for just to give them more money. You're paying to give them the professionalism that they give you back. And they treat you very well out there.
I appreciate that very much, Delbert. And I think we just got our 500th subscriber. Claudia Brewer just put on saying he's number 500. So there we go.
Woohoo! Yeah, 500.
He's going to run a rental.
So yes, we got our 500. So we need to keep some more going. Jump over on YouTube, give us a subscribe, like, and stuff. And we're looking to get to that 1,000 mark and have some fun with this channel once we get moving forward. So.
You bet. I just wanted to wish you personally a happy birthday to yourself. And I know you enjoyed your golf game yesterday. So,
I did.
You guys have a great day. And when Josh gets back, we'll give him a hassle.
Yes, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, guys. Have a great show.
You too, Delbert. Thanks, buddy.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Okay, 316-462-3673. Let's get the phones ringing. We're going to have another caller coming in here real quick, and we'll talk some more about the NCR race coming up here at tonight.
$10 tickets, by the way. And if you're a veteran, you get in free.
Oh, whoa. Veterans are free.
Yes, veterans are free.
How do they show that they're a veteran?
They usually have a military card with them or something, Phil.
Okay.
Yeah, so you just show that at the gate and you get in free. But tickets, $10 for 5 divisions. I mean, that's
unheard of, right?
Insane. Yeah. Yeah, we try to beat C-Ray up about that all the time. Like, you got to start charging a little more. I mean, we had the late models and sprint cars last month, and it was just $10.
$10.
I mean, you cannot go to a sprint car race for $10. It's phenomenal. So and great race fans up in Salina. I mean, very passionate, great race fans.
We always have a good time with the crowd up there. And
and Jake's built pretty good rapport up there with some of those crowd. He has pretty good backing up there.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun up there. It's a good time up there at Salina. And a little bit of a drive, but not bad. Not like Dodge City, but All right, let's go to the phones and talk to Nate. Nate, you're live with Under the Hood. Go ahead.
Hey, Bill, how's it going?
I'm good, buddy. How are you?
Doing all right. Hey, I got a mechanical question.
Sure.
I have a 14 base model Mustang, and recently the traction control and ABS light has been flashing on me in perfectly dry weather, roughly 40 mile an hour. Happens more often when I'm like in a turn. Just if you had an idea what something like that might be.
Well, what I'm going to about bet you've got going, since it's on dry weather and you're just going around corners, each one of those sensors reads a mile an hour at all times when it's running. And what I'm going to bet is you've got one of those sensors is reading more or less than the other, so it can't calculate what it needs to go do from that part. So that light's coming on when one of those sensors is falling out. So one of those wheel sensors is what I'm going to bet is the problem. We need to, again, scan the thing, get the proper code out of it, and then run a diagnostic trouble tree down it. Who knows? It could be a loose connection down by the wheel or something or two. But as you're driving, we can just put that scanner and we can probably see the mile an hour, 2 or 3 mile an hour faster or slower than the other 3 sensors. And that's why it's turning that light on and make that happen for you. It's probably not bad enough yet that it's actually applying the brakes or anything, is it?
Yeah, actually it is.
It is. Okay.
It applies it just roughly for a second and enough to slow me down and kind of,
Yeah.
So it's kind of annoying. It happened once. I've had a vehicle a year and a half, and it happened once or twice. earlier, but now it's happening pretty more often. So
yeah, well, I tell you, Nate, what I'm going to do, I'm going to add a free diagnostic onto your package for calling into the show, and we'll diagnose that thing at no charge, and then all you have to pay for is the parts and labor to replace that part. How's that sound?
wow, that's great. Also, do you guys can you guys check on if there's been recall? I don't know if there's been recalls on airbags on those vehicles or not.
You know, Nate, every vehicle comes in our shop, every time they come in, we check them for recalls just in case something's been announced in between services or whatever it is. But we check that every time on every car just to make sure we've got you up to date and everything's safe and everything else from that standpoint. So sure, we'll definitely check that thing for recalls. And if there's anything that needs to be done, we will complete them for you.
Oh, all right. Thank you.
You betcha, buddy. So anyway, we'll get that mailed out to you. If you want to get it in sooner before we get that card, call and get it scheduled up. I know my shop right now is a couple weeks out on service, getting appointment stuff made. So maybe I can have one of my service advisors call you after the show and get you an appointment set up and get you ahead of the schedule. Okay.
All right. I appreciate that.
All right, Nate. Thanks for the call, buddy.
Hey, you guys have a good Father's Day.
Hey, happy Father's Day. Thanks. Okay, 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, but we want to talk about racing, right?
Yeah.
Or we want to talk about open, I guess.
No,
whatever.
People have car problems, they got to call in.
Got to call in, right?
Exactly. You guys still do that prize package?
Oh, yeah, we didn't. That's usually Josh's deal.
Yeah.
I missed that all.
Well, I'm in his seat, so I thought to bring it up.
Hey, come on, Scott. You're strapping the ball there a little bit. Yeah, so anyway, Josh is usually sitting here with me, but he's coming back out of Charlotte, having some fun driving some Mustangs. So Scott Stiles decided to hang out with me this morning with the great partnership we have with the NCRA group. And also,
sorry, I responded so late last night, but I was getting an IV.
I bet you were too.
Oh, my gosh. Oh.
Yeah. But anyway, as always, for each and every caller, you get a great price package by over $130. It's our Works package, which is a oil change and tire rotation. We're going to give you some BG products for your fuel. We're going to give you $10 for Mel Diner. We're going to give you $10 in our Owner's Advantage Ford Pass points. What am I leaving out? Nitrogen for your tires.
Nitrogen. Yeah,
there we
go.
go.
Right. Yeah.
And who knows? You can be like Nate and pick up a no-charge diagnostic on top of that, depending on what's ailing your car. But get the phones ringing, 316-462-3673, and we'll make some stuff happen for you. So love to take your calls and pick up anything ailing your car or talk about some racing.
Well, real quick before we if other calls come in, but on behalf of C. Ray and everybody, we truly appreciate what you and Lisa have done, stepping up and making the Nationals just another over-the-top event, and we couldn't do it without you guys and helping us co-promote this deal. And you guys have been there every time we've asked for something, and you know, we've always collaborated and brought some great ideas. And it's about the fans, right? And it's your passion of racing, our passion of racing, and it was great to have Lisa on the other night and listen to how she got started and everything with going out to 81 Speedway back in the day. And so we cannot emphasize that enough, how much we appreciate, because you took something. I was there when C. Ray talked to you down at the Chili Bowl in December, that first time. And you can see the twinkle in your eye. and my first thought was like, you know, God, I hope he can convince Lisa to do this. And now look what you have, a new warehouse and everything. It's been phenomenal. Her support behind this as well. And so we just, on behalf of C. Ray and his entire family and all of us, we just truly appreciate.
You're very welcome. It's
Seriously.
great to, it's one of those deals that Lisa and I have always, I can't believe I've been here 13 years already. I don't know where the time has flown by.
Yeah, she brought that up Thursday. Yeah.
And for that 13 years, we have went out to build relationships and build partnerships, and
you've done it well,
and to give it back, and to be there for different things and stuff like that. And we started out doing all these different events and different things we were doing, and now we're doing these kinds of things and different stuff. We're going to give another car away at Hospice here in August, and I got to get a car picked. They're mad at me because I can't get one picked because our inventories are so low. But we'll get one picked for them guys too. But giving back, and it just goes back to the racing situation. Is we're here to sell race parts, but we're also here to support that racer. We're here to support the racetracks, but you can't just take from something. You got to give back and you got to support.
Well, look, 5-6 years. How long have you been? Is this 4th or 5th year, maybe?
But for racing, this will be our 4th year.
Yeah. Okay. So 5 years ago, when a driver had something go wrong, he was pretty much done for the night. He was loaded and done. And now you have made it accessible for drivers to continue their night.
Scott, I can't tell you how many times I've just been in that trailer. Here comes a guy running over there to the trailer saying, "Hey, you got this?" "Yeah, we got it." Boom, and he's back on the track. And you're right. If we hadn't been there,
right?
He's broke. He's done. He's going home.
And not only, I mean, not only are you just at the local tracks, I mean, you've expanded that territory now where we can see you at Salina. We can see you, different. So you've been down at Enid and everything else. So it's fantastic.
Right now, we've got our Nick Roberts is in Denver at the big NHRA race.
That's great.
Got the trailer up there. Check out our Facebook page.
Is that Mile High Nationals? Is that what they still call that? Or?
I think that's what it's called.
Yeah.
Keep track of everything we're doing.
Exactly. Yeah.
So we're going to be in Salina tonight. We're going to be at 81 tonight. And who knows where else we're going. But, we go to Enid. We're going to be at Topeka, the big national race, drag races up there, too.
Never been to one. I've always wanted to go.
You never been to Topeka?
Never. I've always wanted to go.
Scott, you got to get to that. I did that back when I was in Topeka in the late 80s, early 90s. And I can't imagine what it's like now today compared to how much they've improved and changed and all that kind of stuff. And back then, I mean, that noise, that thumping of your chest and everything when those cars go, it's unreal what those things sound like. And I haven't been for many, many years either. So I need to get back to see how much they've changed and all stuff.
I'll have to drag Shandy up there sometime and watch that deal because I've always wanted to just witness it one time and see because I've heard so many great stories about it. But I mean, don't blink because it's over like in 3.5 seconds.
Oh, it is. Yeah. And it's if you stand down at the end of the crowd, you see the smoke come out of the deals. The car's coming, then you hear the sound. I mean, it's incredible. That's going 300 and some mile an hour. That's crazy. Love to get in there just once. You give me a quarter throttle or something. How
about it shows you the brilliance and the talent of Tony Stewart. He's dating Leah Pruitt. Yeah, we had the privilege when he was out here last year to hang out with both of them for some time. And, C. Ray's nephew is Ricky Warner, the crew chief for Donnie Schatz, who got his 300th win last night.
Is that what that was? I saw something. I couldn't catch it. 300th win.
Yes, 300th win. And also he's helping with Kerry Madison, Tony's real car, the 14 car.
Yeah.
Ricky's wrench on that. He's over the Ford motor. Is
that what he is?
Yeah.
Okay.
So he's done a phenomenal job with that program. But, Tony is now, he went to Top Fuel School or whatever at drag racing school.
I saw a picture of him getting in the car, but I didn't see
322 the other day.
Wow.
On a test run. 322. So you got Jeff Gordon getting back in the midget.
That's correct. I seen that.
You got Tony Stewart going to drag racing. I mean, it's crazy. You can't get it out of your system.
Wonder how much Tony's going to drag. I wonder what he will do.
So there's rumors out there that possibly at the end of the year, Leah might be, not having a ride for next year because maybe they might be folding. I think she drives for Don Garlitz or one of those guys, one of the older drag race guys. I forget the name now, but there's rumors that maybe Tony might be trying to start up if he can get the sponsorship and stuff, starting up a team or something like that. And I think, but Tony's always been one of those guys that's always wanted to. I'm not just going to sit back. I want to learn. I want to know what this capability is. If I'm going to invest in something like this, so who knows? Who knows what's going to happen there? But it's just intriguing to me that he can just get into that, and within 4 weeks he's going 322.
That's crazy.
It's phenomenal. It
really
is.
It's right. You're a driver. You've got it in your blood. You can handle the speed, the G forces. That's the other thing. The G force of launching that car has got to be insane.
Well, so I don't know how this works, but I assume you have to. You got the clutch, right? And you're revving at ready to go. Then you just release a clutch and you just
launch.
As it just be like the last shot of a Roman candle, real quick. And so it's intriguing to watch that. So
exactly. So, and I've always said I'd love to get in a drag car like that, but man, of course, I guess I can probably call little Mark and Paul Moore up, and they'd probably let me sit in their cars a little bit and go down the track.
We need some phone calls.
Let's go 316-462-3673. Hey, anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, you get the great price package about it over $130. Anything at all ailing your car. You want to talk about NCRA racing coming up at the Hutch Nationals or tonight, or anything in racing world, or just whatever thing in the automobile. We want to talk about new Bronco. We want to talk about got the next thing is the Raptor 2021. I didn't think we were going to see them with all these delays and stuff, but I do get to order some Raptors finally. God, Lee, it's crazy.
That's great.
So we're going to see those here in the showrooms probably around September. So we'll talk about the new Raptor that's coming. How about the new Maverick, a little compact pickup? I don't know if you've seen that yet, Scott. It's pretty cool.
No, but I heard it's coming out. But is that like the old S10?
It's a little smaller.
A little smaller.
Smaller.
Okay.
So you got your F-150, you got your Ranger, and then you're going to have this Maverick. So it's going to be it's starting out at $20,000.
Holy crap!
Crew
you won't be able to keep those in stock.
No, crew cab
no way.
is the only body. The only time when it comes crew cab. So think about the people that need a $20,000 car and need room for 4.
Yeah,
it's crazy. We'll sell. We'll sell them like hotcakes. It'd be great.
Well, yeah, you need a little Ricker Wood or something like that.
Yeah,
just a little accessible.
Carry a little
lower end or something like that. Yeah,
and toast 5,000 pounds. So it'll be perfect. So, and the standard motor is a hybrid.
Are you serious?
Yes.
That's awesome.
And then the next one up is another, I can't remember.
Upgrade
stuff like that too. So
Comes in leather.
Oh yeah, it starts at an XL, XLT, and all the way to a Lariat.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So 316-462-3673. Let's get the phones ringing. Anything you want to talk about in the automobile world, racing, whatever, make it happen. So with a truck bed and a hybrid MPG. Yeah, that's exactly right, Greg. I'm gonna bet it's a high 30s in the mileage.
Oh.
I think. Yeah.
Wow.
So it'll be great.
Yeah. You won't be able to keep those on the shelf.
Yeah. So anyway, let's go back through, Scott, one more time. What's happened at the Hutch Nationals ever since we got some listeners just called in and stuff, because that's really kind of the highlight of the show this week and next couple weeks coming up.
Yeah.
I think we got to talk about the other things we talked about with the drivers and what we're going to do there with who's winning the contest and all that.
Oh, I know. It's
okay. So let's first go. We're going to give away a 2021 Escape July 17th. At the Hutch Nationals. Got to be present to win. 1 in 10 people going to get a key. 5 people from Facebook. Just jump on our Facebook page, like, comment, and share your favorite race car driver. You're entered in to win. Then we're going to take 5 people from the stands Saturday night out of the stands. That's something we can talk about too. Drivers and your crews, you can register Saturday night. It's not just the fans. No. Anybody that's in the stands.
A question that did come up. So how are you going to pick the pecking order? Will they draw of what number they're going to pick as far as the fob to try to start that vehicle?
What we'll do is the first person we pick on Facebook, he gets the first shot.
Gotcha. Okay.
We'll line the keys up on the table, whatever. And the first 5 will go in the order we picked them on Facebook, and then how we draw them out of the stands, and the last number 10 will get the 10th key. So just the order we actually drew their numbers, how we've done it. So that'll be fun too.
That'll be a great time. And and everybody, the only people who are not eligible is you and I,
right?
Family members, employees, something like that. They're not, but drivers that come, crew chiefs that come, crew members, whatever.
Just nobody that works for NCRA or anybody that works for Mel Hambelton Ford. That's the only people that are excluded from it.
Yeah.
So Saturday night drivers and your crew chief, make sure you get your crew, get your drivers, get everybody over there to the table we'll have and get registered up to be in the chance to win that car. And we'll do it at intermission. It'll be fun.
And we have an open practice that Wednesday night before the 15th. And then we have a practice the week before that as well.
On Sunday, right?
Yeah. So it's going to be a couple opportunities for you guys to figure out the reconfiguration of the track.
Yep.
Get your adjustments made, because those conditions will pretty much, because we're going 6 to 9.
So it's going to be pretty close to race conditions.
Pretty realistic. And I always love that when Jeff Gordon gave his retirement speech, he goes, some things I'm not going to miss. He goes, practicing out in Phoenix at 2:00 in the afternoon when it's 105 degrees out. And it's a night race. He goes, when it's 70 degrees, he goes, everything we learned in the afternoon. So we're racing in ideal conditions. We're going to practice in ideal conditions.
So Sunday and Wednesday practice.
Yeah.
That's going to be cool.
Yeah. And that's going to give us an opportunity after the first practice to kind of tweak a little bit, or what we need to do, check tire wear and all that stuff as well. So, and that'll be open to all divisions that are racing at the Hutch Nationals.
So that'll be fun.
Yeah,
that'd be good to get.
And then we have a rain date, August 17th. If we don't have that rain date,
don't talk about that.
Well, no, I'm just saying we do have something to fall back on for the first time in a while. Usually we haven't, but
hopefully it won't rain and we'll be good.
Our luck's been pretty good so far, so we're planning on going full bore on that. But so 3 nights of racing. We have the 305 sprint cars that Thursday night.
Okay.
The USAC non-wing cars that Friday.
42 years they've not been as far.
42. Yeah, and then the 50 lapper.
It's gonna be fun,
and we'll have a fuel stop.
25 laps, going to have a little break.
5 minutes from the last car that stops on the front straightaway, or wherever our working area is going to be. That's yet to be determined. We will have. I assume it's probably going to be where you guys stage at
the front straightaway there. Yeah,
down to the north end.
Yeah,
there by the pit gate. I assume that's where we'll probably have the staging working area, and we will have officials. We'll have everybody will be assigned a car, so we will have official member at that car. So that way we can coordinate, so nobody can change a tire in the back, whatever, and nobody sees it. We will.
Yeah,
so that's been brought to my attention too, and there will be a person assigned to each car.
And what's got same meaning there? If you change your tires at a pit stop, you go in the back of the field.
That's correct. Right.
So, if the first top 5 guys take and change their tires, so then number 1, he's going to start.
Yeah, he'll start. Say we start 24th, he'll start
19th,
20th. Yeah, whatever. Yeah.
And then it goes on back from there. So
it'll
be interested to see what the guys do, the pit strategies and everything, kind of going to be like NASCAR. But
what is, there's going to be some guys that are going to like, you know what, I'm not going to push this thing the first 25 laps. I'm just going to try to be in position. Those guys pushing, they might have to change the tire because they use their tire a little harder.
Yep.
And then I'm going to be sitting first, second row for the last 25 laps. Just throw some fuel in it and let me
take off and
go. Let me be the rabbit. So there's going to be a lot of interesting strategies, and the old little grin on your face already tells me that you've laid awake at night thinking of different strategies.
Oh, trust me, we have. We've all
and that's
got
great. That's unique of this whole situation.
Oh yeah, we put every scenario together, whether just to pace ourselves for the first 25, put some more fuel in it, and go. We've talked about changing all 4. We talked about changing 1. We talked about changing 2. We talked about changing 3.
And 3 or 4 years ago, we had a tire situation with late model or the modifieds.
Yep.
And the guy that changed the tire with 3 laps to go started like 14th, almost won the darn thing.
Yeah.
I mean, finished second and it was right there at the end. So, I mean, it's going to happen. Josh Letterman did it a few years ago at Belleville.
Yep.
Blew a tire at Belleville. It was pretty abrasive that night. Changed the tires like 7 laps to go and came from 16th or 14th and won the darn thing. So, I mean, it can happen.
It can happen.
Yeah.
So that's where that strategy got to come. And it's got to be that driver's got to figure out how he's going to run that first 25. That's where the key is going to start with.
It is.
And, let's go to the USMTS guys. Those guys mainly run 40 laps. And we did a tire test out at 81 here a year and a half ago, whatever it was. And I had Tanner take off on a set of American Racers at 81, and he went 20 laps, and he burnt those things off. And he came in, and I said, "Now, okay, how in the hell do you do a 40-lap race?" He says, "Phil, we got to pace ourselves. We got to know how to manage that tire to get those 40 laps." And that's the same difference there. Do you manage that tire enough to just not change the tire, or do you manage get to the front? I think you got to me, I think the first 25, you got to be in the top 5.
Well, at Eldora, they just ran 100 lap late model races.
Did they stop? No stop.
No stop. Right rear. This is what you got. You go 100 laps. You don't stop. If you stop, you're out of the
They got
race.
to buy on fuel.
They change over to alcohol.
Oh, do they?
From gas or vice versa. No, alcohol to gas.
They go to gas.
That's what I mean. Yeah. So they have to change the carburetor and everything on that deal.
Yeah.
So I've been involved in that.
Yeah, got to go to gas because gas uses a lot less.
Yeah. So that's what it is. They will switch over. They run alcohol for heat races and consies, and then they change the carburetor and go to gas.
Yeah, I'll be down. So it's going to be fun. It's a new challenge, new switch, and then it's going to be interesting to see who can manage that. The driver
That's
can manage it.
something that was discussed amongst several of us, and C Ray's like, let's do it, and he's the final decision maker, and I think it brings another interest into this event.
Oh, I think it does too. It's fun,
and let's also talk about over $80,000 in payout for the 3 days.
Is that all?
So, well,
I know
it's crazy. That's why we really need the support of the community and the fans and everything to make this happen. And there's a lot on the line on C Ray's end.
Yeah.
So
sure.
And we try to make it fair for everybody.
Well, that's the thing about the Hutch Nationals. That's one of my favorite places to go take Jake and go racing. So it's fun over there. We've had some good luck. We had some bad luck, but that's racing and stuff. But it's the adrenaline gets going, that the jitters in your stomach get going, and everything else.
Animal. You get pushed that narrow tunnel, and then you're at that long straightaway, and there's 10,000 seats there, and you look back, and there's a huge cement wall, 227 slabs of cement.
Is that how many there is?
Yeah. Warren and I were bored one night
and counted it.
Might have had a cocktail or two,
just a one or two.
Yeah, and we lost count, but we're going 227.
1 or 2 counting.
Yeah.
You sure that's the right number?
We actually, yeah. But anyways, also I want to say this is that we've gotten some flack in the past about the payout, this and that. Well, if you look through, especially this year, we've taken a little bit from the top, and like second place is not much more than first place, not much less than first place money, and it goes down where if you finish in top 5, top 6, top 7, you're still making a pretty good paycheck compared to what you used to be able to make. So we've really tried to pay it all the way through for the support of the racers and that sort of thing.
Scott, I agree with you there on that too, because the racers are all needing that money to help keep their car moving, keep things moving on that standpoint and stuff too, and spread that money out a little more for everybody. I mean, it's a thrill to win the thing for sure, but it's also a thrill to get that money. I mean, it's kind of like we won in Dodge City last weekend. I pulled in, I had no idea we were racing for $1,000 to win. No idea. I thought it was, simple, $500-600 or whatever, but I guess that's every weekend at Dodge. And again, not paying any attention to that, but, to give back to these racers, that's what Mel Hambelton's trying to do also with his program, and also to be able to help you guys pay that purse, put these fans in the seats. So everybody, let's get over there to Hutch Nationals. Watch it. If you haven't ever been there, it's a thrill of a lifetime. It's so much fun. Just to sit in that stands and hear those cars scream by there is crazy.
And I do all the victory lane interviews. I've done it for years, and the guys are not so concerned about the check. Where's my trophy? And do I get to keep that placard?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm serious. It's like, I mean, some of the new guys are coming in like, I get to keep this? I go, yeah, it's for your, this is going to look great in a race shop, blah, 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 or whatever. And so it's always about trophies and placards too. It's not always about that check, because you're in victory lane. That's the thrill.
That's the thrill.
Yeah. Let's be honest about that.
All right, just a few minutes left. 316-462-3673. Anything you want to talk about in the racing world or new products, whatever, anything you got a question about your car, it's not running right, whatever, we'd love to take your question. Just got a few minutes left.
Make sure you get them Salina Speedway tonight as well. So
yes.
A big 5 division event, $10 to get in. Vets get in free. Veterans get
That's
in free. Unbelievable.
Question, how does one add to the purse for the Hutch Nationals?
Just get a hold of the NCRA office, or I'll tell you what.
You got the number there?
I do.
I don't have that
Yeah,
number.
I'll give you Melissa's information here real quick. Sorry about that.
That's all right. That's a good question.
Yeah, if you want to add that, call 316-210-7339. 210-7339. That is Melissa. She's the business manager for C-Ray, office manager, and she'll take care of that for you and get you with the right people.
Right people to help that out. So
yes.
Anyway, the other thing we haven't talked about too with this contest on Facebook, liking your favorite driver and stuff. We're getting a lot of drivers all over the world. I don't know if you looked at yet, Scott, but I've been painting all different types of racing, all different levels of racing, all that kind of stuff. But we're going to take the local guys and have a contest. So you racers out there, if you're listening, or if you know a racer that's getting involved, get out and get your votes, because we're going to have a contest for first, second, and third place with the most likes out there.
And it doesn't have to be a current driver, right? It can be AJ Foyt. It can be Al Unser.
Yeah.
I mean, it could be the driver of.
Yeah. It doesn't matter.
The legends.
Yes, the legends. Whoever. And I've seen some AJ Foyts and that kind of thing out there too. It's really cool. Anyway, so the first local driver that gets the most likes, most likely it's going to be a fire suit.
Wow.
Okay.
Another thing you're stepping up for.
Second place is probably going to be a helmet. In third place, we haven't quite decided where it's going to be, whether we're going to throw some tires in or we're going to throw some race fuel in, or what we're going to do for that.
So a buddy of mine has an AJ Foyt helmet from 1964. Really? And AJ Foyt would wear goggles and a bandana in this open helmet, driving a sprint car with no roll cage. Now,
that's some guts, boy.
Oh, you want to talk about being tough.
Yeah.
You know, and this is when they race day races, rocks in the track. I mean, there'd be welts on it, but this guy has this thing. You pick it up, and it's light as a feather. It's a Bell helmet.
Yeah.
But it's just light as a feather. I mean, there's no way that helmet
is going to
protect you. No. You know, this man's 83 years old now. I've had the privilege of interviewing, which I've shared that. But just his stories, and just,
I bet he's got some stories are crazy.
His son Larry and I are good friends. Larry's taken over so Larry and I talk once in a while, just amazing. But what they were the trendsetter. They set the trend for. They were the trendsetters of what we have today.
Scott, I had an interview in, God, I can't pronounce this town right, probably, but Kananapolis, Michigan, I think is what town.
Okay.
Walked into that showroom. There was one of AJ's cars hanging from the ceiling.
Oh,
back then, that was in the early 90s when I went up to Michigan and had a couple of interviews up there to go to work up there. But yeah, I was excited.
I'm glad you said no.
Well, I got to tell you, my owner at the time, JB Sharp in Topeka, made me enough of a deal to stay. So that's why I stayed. But I was headed there to head up there because I had a couple of interviews and different things and stuff too. But I walked in, there's that car hanging up there. So then I know I told you this, but the listeners listen, I remember watching, I was at an Indy 500 race. AJ was racing in that car, come flying in the pits, got out of the car, grabbed a hammer, was beating on the car, got something fixed on the car, jumped back in the car and took off racing again.
Yeah, that wouldn't be allowed today.
No, not at all today.
Yeah.
No, not at all. But he's a great guy. I know him and Tony Stewart are great buddies. And of course, Tony carries that number 14 with him everywhere he goes. And
Tony actually was in the spit box as an honorary helper this year for the Indy 500.
That's cool.
Tony says it's one of his greatest thrills ever.
I bet.
Yeah. I had great pictures of him and AJ before the race.
And stuff too.
I've been to 19 of them. And
have you been that way?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But Shannon had surgery, and so we could not make it back. So I turned my credentials back in. It would have been my 20th one.
20th one.
Yeah.
Well, sorry about that.
No, it's all right.
Shanny's okay. That's the best part.
Yeah,
right?
That's right.
That's all that matters. Yeah. Well, Scott, we're running out of time, buddy. Can't thank you enough coming in this hour. I know you got a busy schedule, everything else going on. So thanks for taking the time.
I appreciate you inviting me, and appreciate all the support you guys do for NCRA and then the Hutch Nationals and everything else you do. And I know we appreciate it. The racers appreciate it. And thanks, Lisa, for us as well.
I will. Hey, everybody, have a great Father's Day. Get on our Facebook page, like, comment, share your favorite race car driver to get entered to win that new Escape. Be at the Hutch Nationals that Saturday night to maybe be one of the crowd for one of the 10. Race car drivers, your local drivers, get out there and get your people voting for you so you can maybe win a fire suit, helmet, some fuel, or some tires. We'll get that all predetermined as we go out. And next Thursday, you guys will be back out here live. We'll give away some discounted pit passes.
$20 pit passes are usually $35, but you come out here, you can get a couple of them.
So come out here next Thursday when you guys doing it live and everything else too. So everybody have a great Father's Day. Again, Scott, thank you. And we'll talk to you all Thursday, I guess.
See you tonight.
And tonight.